What is up, everybody? Skratch here. Welcome to another Raid Shadow Legends video. We finally found out what's gonna happen in the next champion rebalance, guys. Honestly, I'm a bit let down because we've been waiting around a year or maybe over 1 year to get a champion rebalance on non-void legendary champions, which as well that barely happened and we didn't really had many on the list. Now this time around, it's pretty much the same situation. 5-6 champions on the list. We got a major nerf on one of the champions, and the other ones, don't get me wrong, they got a nice decent buff. It's still not gonna make me feel like I want to pull that champion. It's still not gonna make you feel like you want to pull that champion. But the main idea is, where are the rest of the champions? Like, if this is gonna happen like once a year and you're only gonna rebalance 5 champions, is literally pointless. Like, honestly, pointless. Now, I'm gonna bring up the list, guys. So, what's happening? You're gonna see here on the screen. We have how many champions? They say 10 champions. Yeah, 10 buffs on 10 champions. They're all legendaries, 0 epics whatsoever. That's one of my disappointment as well. Like, where are the rebalancing on the epic champions? Only legendaries, and yeah, they're still not making you like, wow, no change in any sort of metas, clan boss, arena, dungeons, doom tower. Everything is still the same, so no meta really changed whatsoever. Nothing from here is gonna affect any of us. These changes are okayish, are not changes like we had on Mashalet, not changes how we had on Draco, not changes to be like, wow, this champion is really good now, I really want to use this champion, I really want to book this champion. I feel like these changes, they kind of gonna let us be cold, okay? Literally zero feelings towards the champions. But let's start with the most popular champion in here, guys, and that's Tela Goremane. So they increase her base speed from 93 to 98 when ascended, and on the Hendrix Skimitar skill attacks one enemy, steals one random buff from the target. Also has a 50% chance of stealing another random buff if the target is under 2 or more buffs. Then the Pyre Strike, decreasing the cooldown to 3 turns, attacks one enemy, places a HP burn debuff for 2 turns. Also places a 15% continuous heal buff on all allies for 2 turns. Now, if we're gonna look quick at the champion, guys, because I really can't remember every single one of the skills here, but if we go at Tela, Life Form, they haven't actually changed this skill. This is still on a 4-turn cooldown. They should have taken this heal reduction out. Make this champion a clan boss champion. Why do we have that heal reduction in here? We don't want it. It's useless. At least let us use that for the clan boss. And this one, they decrease the cooldown on a 3-turn cooldown, and instead of requiring a crit hit, you don't need it anymore. And yeah, is this gonna make you want to use Tela Goremane, guys, more than you already do? Probably is not gonna make you want to use her more, honestly. At least not for me. I literally feel like this buff doesn't exist for her. Then we have Robar. They increase his base speed, which is awesome because he was slow AF and was needed. And what else they've done to him? They added fear, true fear in the skill. That's kind of the only thing that they changed. Nothing else. They literally increased the base speed, and they added that he's gonna deal more damage on enemies under fear, true fear. This is a good skill. He actually hits pretty hard, and the base speed was kind of like the only thing that was really needed on Robar, so that's a good touch there. King Garrog, damage multipliers increased on the Gore Maker. Now, on the Gore Maker, wait, this is the wrong one. Okay, so this one has a higher damage multiplier on a 5-turn cooldown. I don't know. I feel like he's still Princess Garrog. He's really not gonna do much, honestly. I feel like he's gonna be in the same situation, but let's see if any of you guys have it and you're gonna test it once this gets released. I'm not sure when it's gonna get released, guys, 100%, but you're gonna be able to try it out. Now, on Pixniel, I actually booked this champion like a madman. Attacks one enemy, 30% chance of placing a perfect veil buff for 1 turn on the ally with the lowest HP. Cannot place the perfect veil buff on this champion. The passive, whenever an enemy places a freeze debuff on an ally, has a 50% chance of stealing the freeze and placing it on this champion. 35% chance of filling this champion's turn meter by 25%. Removes any freeze debuff for this champion at the start of every turn. If there are multiple champions in the team with this skill, only one will activate. What was she doing before? Different, because I feel like this is useless as well. I At least that's how I feel. I'm a bit toxic towards it, guys, because I'm really disappointed in no meta changing in all this time playing the game, you know? If you guys feel me. So that's the passive. So they increase this chance to 50. So it's going to be up a 65% chance fully booked. A bit higher here. And 100% chance to remove the freeze. Okay, that's pretty good. Pretty good. The rest is still bad here. This is still a bad skill. Requires 18 books for 5 random hits. Super low chance to place the freeze. Honestly, I still don't feel like she's going to be worth it to invest in, guys. 100%. The passive is better. If you get lucky to drop the books in, up to you. Do let me know in the comments down below, guys. Do you feel I'm a bit too harsh on it, or literally this is just... you know what I mean. Then we have Tomblord. Attacks one enemy. 70% chance to place 5% poisons debuff on all enemies for 2 turns. I think this is a buff here. That was for 1 turn before. If the hit is critical, has a 70% chance to place 4 poisons for 2 turns on all enemies. So I think, if I remember it correctly, it got increased from 1 turn to 2 turns, which is pretty good. Then Blight, cooldown decreased to 5 turns and increase ally accuracy in Doom Tower by 70. Again, Doom Tower. Okay. Seems like Plarium wants us to love that Doom Tower, honestly. I mean, this was not a good aura, but the new one is not going to be a great one either, because it's just for the Doom Tower. So this is going to be decreased to a 4-turn cooldown fully booked, so that's a bit better. So yeah, they actually buff him a bit. Pretty good. Tomblord was a pretty good champion to solo the dragon and do a couple of other things, but now he's in a much better place overall. So I'm happy with Tomblord so far. I'm happy with Robar. That's about it. Then we have War Chief. Cooldown decreased to 3 turns instead. Whatever he had, honestly, I can't remember. Basilius, Ronas, awful champion. Damage multiplier increased. On attacks 1 enemy 3 times. Will ignore increased defense buffs, shield buffs, and block damage buffs, as well as 50% of the target's defense. Okay, so if he deals a bit of damage, it's good, but that's single target. So again, yeah, decent. Then Majesty, damage multiplier increased. Attacks all enemies, 100% chance, fully booked, I think, if I'm correct, to place a stun debuff for 1 turn. Decreases each target's turn meter by 50 if the stun debuff is not placed. That's pretty good. So I think fully booked might go up to 100. If not, it's gonna stay 75. I can't remember. But this looks a bit better. So Roanas doesn't look bad either. Decent buff. Crypt King Rall attacks 1 enemy. 60% chance to land decrease attack. 100% chance instead if the target is under a HP burn debuff or a freeze. And the other skill, damage multiplier increased. Attacks all enemies. 75% chance of placing a HP burn debuff for 2 turns. So will that take him up to 100% chance now? Is that what's gonna happen with him? Where are you? Where are you, rubbish? Where are you, rubbish? Where are you hiding? He's so rubbish that I can't even see him, honestly. There he is. Attacks 3 times at random. Oh. So he's still random. It's still not AoE, so he's still meh. Poor Cream. I feel like these champions, they're never gonna get better. Like, better in terms of actually using them for specific things, you know? Okay. Ah, no, it's AoE. It's AoE. I'll take it back. I'll take it back. Finally they made that AoE, so now we can use him on the spider. And yeah, if you have him, he's better now. I beg your pardon. I didn't actually went through it 100% AoE, so he got a nice buff as well. Crypt King Rall, hallelujah, he finally became better. War Mother, base attack, defense, and bomb damage multiplier increased. Base HP decreased. That's nice. So she actually got a buff in the damage that the bombs do. Plus her base attack got a bit higher as well. Then on this, they detonate after 2 turns instead of 3, if I'm correct. And this one attacks all enemies, instantly detonates all bombs debuff if this champion is under an increased attack buff. So instead of a full crit rate. So now she doesn't need crit rate either. She just needs tons of attack and she'll be dealing tons of damage. So I'm actually looking forward to test War Mother. I have 1 or 2 on my account as well. Definitely a nice buff on her. So hopefully these bombs, they'll be starting doing more damage, so we actually see them used a bit in arena. Even though I doubt it. Growhack the Bloodiot. So this skill got decreased to 3-turn cooldown. That's the AoE hit. Attacks all enemies. Each critical hit fills this champion's turn meter by 20%. I feel like that was the same before as well, wasn't it? I might be wrong on this one, but I feel like it was the same. Where are you? Growhack. So this... under decreased speed. Okay, so makes more sense. If this attack is critical, bang, if you hit 5 enemies, you're gonna get another turn. I like that. I like that. I actually don't mind Growhack the Bloodiot. I just feel like his multipliers are meh. I don't think they changed anything on them. No. But then we have... Yeah, we have that. And the Lord of War attacks one enemy and steals the target's turn meter. Places a weakened debuff for 2 turns if this attack is critical. I like the changes on him. I still feel like his multiplier should be slightly more higher. Only by a bit. Because the damage he's currently doing is really rubbish for a legendary champion that's attack-based, you know? But rather than that, I like War Mother. I like Growhack. Crypt King Rall. I like Tomblord. I like the thing what they've done to Robar, just increase the speed. Not like a huge thing. And then, yeah, Basilius is something that we gotta test out and see. Now, in terms of nerf, guys, they killed Eurogrim, okay? So they killed Eurogrim. What exactly happened? He used to attack 3 times. Each hit was placing... It had a chance to place a poison for 2 turns. Then, this skill right here was on a 3-turn cooldown if I'm not mistaken. Like, whenever Platinum nerfs champions, guys, they need to give you your resources back. They need to do something to get your resources back, because I feel like this is just scamming people. You build a champion, you invest in him, and then you're not getting anything back, and you use the champion for 2 weeks. Like, release the champion and be like, okay, guys, maybe I'm gonna nerf this champion. Beware before you invest in it. I think I made a mistake. I threw an overpowered champion out there, you know? So, this is gonna go on a 4-turn cooldown fully booked. He's still not a killer. He can still do the job, honestly. Probably not. He was a bit too powerful. I'm not gonna say anything. But I feel like we do need powerful champions in the game, you know? Like, he was smacking, he was doing a lot of things. But hey, they decided to kill him. Luckily, I haven't invested in him yet. And also, places 2 5% poison debuffs on all enemies for 2 turns. Also places a 15% continuous heal. So, they literally killed him, man. Jesus. He was placing 3 poisons and 2 continuous heal. Now he's placing 1, 2 poisons. Yeah, they literally killed Eurogrim, like, completely. Honestly, wow. Now, that is something unexpected. He was so good for some of the dungeons to make the runs faster. Now, guys, that was all for our rebalance. No epic champions, no void legendary champions that are bad. There's still quite a few of them that they need to have a bit of an adjustment in order to... Don't get disappointed when you spend $400-500 and you're getting rubbish. And then Platinum is wondering, well, why are our players leaving the game? Why don't we have a bigger player base overall? Why only 200 people they have their Great Hall maxed? Well, that's why. Because people are not hanging around in the game. Now, I like some of the changes. I feel like we waited way too long to get so little, if you guys know what I mean. That was me, guys. That was all for this video. Much love to all of you watching, and I'll catch you all soon on another one. Do let me know in the comments down below your thoughts on all this. Peace.